Alright folks, we are back in action. Looks like Aura Paladin wins with 5 votes, and then Hunter's up next with 3 votes. Warlock did not get any votes, presumably because we just played as Warlock. Let's go ahead and grab the Paladin then. And resume our merry lives. Fighting with honor. Like a boss. Okay, I'm just going to take the only good card here and not even talk about anything else. Divine Favor is very risky. I mean, you have to have fewer cards. You have to have fewer cards than your opponent, which is not always going to be a guaranteed thing. So I'm going to take Mana Wraith, at least it's playable. Summon Guardian is a good 4-drop, but Paladins have so much good 4-mana stuff that I'd really rather have a Scarlet Crusader. But I don't want to take Frost Elemental either this early, so we'll take a Guardian there. Peacekeeper is almost unpassable if you're a Paladin, so just take it. And here's an interesting moment. The Yeti is obviously the best card here, but again, it's a 4-drop. I could take this for curve reasons. No, I'll take the Yeti. It's not quite bad enough yet. Crucifer Champion? Yes, please. Oh god. Well, I just hate the Stormpike Commando while taking another Yeti there. Dark Iron Dwarf is really, really good, but we need some early plays. Blue Gold Warrior is actually great for Paladins. It's one of the few ways you can actually kill stuff in the early game. Razorfin Hunter is leagues better than the Tide Hunter, so I will take it. There's not enough of a curve consideration for me to take the Tide Hunter there. So the Young Priestess is total trash. We'll take an Assassin and go for a lower curve to deck. This is absolute garbage. I am just in disbelief. I guess we're taking a Stormpike Commando. And I guess we're taking a Flesh-Eating Ghoul. I need more lower stuff, so we'll take the Ooze here over the Cult Master. Another Crucifer Champion, sure. So do you take the Loot Hoarder or the Bear? The Bear is Taunt. I currently have 0 of that. The Loot Hoarder is cheaper and draws me a card. So I've got 3 2-drops. Alright, we'll take a 3-drop here. I do need to be a little bit careful. Alright, Hammer of Wrath's great. Happy to take that. Novice Engineer. I'll take that, sure. Over the Abusive Sergeant. Best 2-drop in the game, or a good 5-drop. Well, we'll take the 2-drop here. Now, of course, with my curve being so low, I regret not taking a Divine Favor. Let's grab one Blessing of Kings. Questing Adventure could actually work. You have to give some consideration to the Cobra, as it is removal of sorts. But with 2 True Silver Champions and a Hammer of Wrath and a Blessing, I'm feeling alright about it, so we'll take the Questing Adventure to have a win condition here. Do you take a Cult Master? Is it good enough at the 4-drop? I don't think so. This isn't good enough at all. So we'll take Lord of the Arena here. MVP Lord of the Arena is a 6-drop. And I like doing this. I'm going to take Dread Corsair so that I can get it for free with my 2 True Silver Champions. Hopefully, of course. Do I need enough endgame that I would actually take a Ventricle Mercenary, or should I just take a Fairy Dragon for early plays? Well, I've got 5 2-drops. Yeah, I'll take a 6th. I don't like the Ventricle very much. Alright, here we have a choice. I still don't like Doomsayer. We have a choice between the Faceless Manipulator or Sword of Justice. The Faceless Manipulator would give us answers, perhaps, to some big drops of the opponents. The Sword of Justice is just a generically strong card. I'm going to take the Faceless here. I'm not as big of a fan of Sword of Justice as other people are. I seem to beat it pretty often when it gets played against me. So I'm going to just do this. And we'll take a Voldrifist Ogre. That's nice. Get a little bit of endgame. Okay. Let's take another 4-drop. And I don't have that many buffs, actually, so a wolf would actually be fine. Outdoor Peacekeeper number 2, yes, please. Best 2-drop in the game, number 2, yes, please. Wow, okay, 3 Outdoor Peacekeepers? Well, this is interesting, because I actually don't have that much taunt in this deck. I've got a Pirate, I've got a Bear, and I've got a Lord. And that's pretty much it. So getting some more taunt might not be the worst thing. But you know what? No, I'm just going to take a 3rd Peacekeeper. That card is just so stupidly good. I'm just going to do it. Whatever. If I lose, then I lose. But I'm going to play with 3 Outdoor Peacekeepers before I go down. So I don't have any Consecration here. I feel like that reduces my chances. But I do have 3 frickin' Outdoor Peacekeepers, which I think raises my chances. Blue Elf Thunder says no 1-drop. You know, I had some opportunities. Had a bunch of Abusive Sergeants. An Infiltrator or 2. I don't mind playing without 1-drops. It's not a big deal. Okay. Here we go. Player 1, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Who could ask for anything more? Well, I could. I could ask for my opponent not having removal. That would be great. He has a fast start. Into Crocolisk. Well, the Fairy Dragon's good here. Hard to kill. He'd need a Stormforged Axe, pretty much. Or a Charging Murloc. He's just going to play his own Fairy Dragon, which is annoying because it'll kill my Flesh-Eating Ghoul before it has a chance to get off the ground. I'm going to do it anyway, though. Otherwise, waiting for True Silver Champion next turn to kill this, not playing anything this turn seems kind of silly. Earlier in the chat, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. Eligitine? I don't know what that word is. Eligitine said, I don't know how people get so much gold. I always lose it the moment I spend it. And a few people answered, but I do want to kind of bring that up. It's actually, I think, pretty easy to build up gold in Hearthstone. If you just do your daily quest and always reroll the 40 gold quests to make sure that you maximize your odds of getting 60 gold quests, or the very, very rare 100 gold quest, you can actually get up gold really, really quickly, and then only spend gold on arena entries when you play the game. You can amass quite a collection. So the Taunt Totem is unfortunate here. It stops me from killing Violet Teacher, which is sad. Ah, okay. Well, I'm going to play the Kodo. Gives me a shot at killing the Violet Teacher this turn, 50-50. It whiffs. Well, still, better than nothing. He can actually hit me down to 16, which is a little bit low, but against a Shaman I'm alright with that as long as I keep his board clear. Eligitine clarifies, I've never gotten over 4 wins at Arena, so I use packs. Ah, I see. Yeah, in that case you get packs, and in that, yeah, if you're buying packs, it's a lot harder to pace yourself. Right, luckily the spell damage totem was killed, or else this would have hurt a little bit more. Unluckily, he can still clear my board now. And he will avail himself of that opportunity. Okay, let's go ahead and kill that Violet Teacher. We can go for quality or we can go for quantity. Against a Shaman, I'd rather have some quantity because Hex is obviously very good. And the Novice Engineer actually will kill off, you know, either the Loot Hoarder or the Student. This is a little bit of a close game. I got my Peacekeepers here. They currently don't have any targets. He's making a totem. He's playing that, which will now die to my True Silver Champion. He's gonna hit me in the face. Fair enough. Okay, so we'll do this. This. Kind of sad about the fact that Bluegill Warrior is gonna die to this 1/1 totem. However, I'm gonna do it anyway. I feel like the tempo is worth the card disadvantage there. Next turn, I can actually play the Lord of the Arena and Outdoor Peacekeeper. A few folks are talking about Prophet Velen. That is a 7/7 for 7, Priest Legendary, whose ability is that he doubles the damage of your healing and damage spells. I feel like it's a good card that just maybe doesn't have a home at the moment. It's definitely possible if the landscape were a little bit different that it would be usable. Alright, so I won the coin flip on this, which means he is going to have to use this 1/1 totem to kill off my Silver Moon Guardian, which is, you know, it's not a small deal. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play Lord of the Arena. I'll Peacekeep one of the wolves, and I will kill the other wolf. I'd say that I'm doing alright here. So, If we dismiss the Taunt Totem, he has 5 cards to my 4, soon to be 5, and I've got Blessing of Kings to amp something up. If he has a Hex, he'll use it against Lord of the Arena, probably. He could not play Fire Elemental this turn because he was overloaded. Ligatine says, I call him Prophet Volvo because it's like getting hit with a truck when it works. That is true. It's just getting it to work that's the tricky part. Alright, I don't want to play Blessing of Kings this turn because it would pretty much just be completely pointless. I'd like to use it when it will actually have an immediate impact. Blue Old Thunder says, if you have a Faceless Manipulator for Prophet Velen, you get quadruple damage and healing dispels and hero power. That is pretty great. No lie. He's made a lot of totems and he has another Lightning Storm. Well, luckily, 2 creatures are guaranteed to live and 2 are guaranteed to die, so there's no coin flipping here. He actually forked Lightning then to clear my board. What is going on? Why? I can't actually believe that my board got cleared there. That is outrageous. So do I play the Peacekeeper as a 3/3 for 3, or do I wait for its ability to be useful? I'm going to actually wait for its ability to be useful. He can always just decide to drop an actual creature at some point. Oh my god, I can't believe my whole board got cleared there. I had like a pretty beefy board, but Lightning Storm plus Fork Lightning, I guess, does do a number on you. Alright. So, to use Blessing of Kings here. Damn it. Gonna do this. This. Yeah, I'll take a moment to kill that, sure. This. Hopefully this board survives. I mean, he's already played 2 Lightning Storms and a Forked Lightning. Hopefully he doesn't have any more. As long as he has no more Lightning Storms, I should be alright here. My stuff should be pretty safe. Granted, I've got 3 Peacekeepers, so, you know, anything can happen.
Ready, sir.
And a Frostwolf Warlord. That's a good thing I got that 3rd Peacekeeper, or else I would have been in a little smidge of trouble. Alright. Direwolf Alpha is really, really good. Unbearably so. We're gonna put it down here. Let's make kill off that thing. I can now kill that thing. I'll leave the healing totem alone. Hit him for 6. It's a lot of damage. I don't want to pass that up. And we're gonna go ahead and make a recruit. I think in a top deck war, my hero ability is a little bit better than his, but it's close. Doomhammer? Well, he's got to be a little bit careful. He can kill a lot of stuff with the Doomhammer, but he's going to take a lot of damage for it. Looks like he is going to go to town on my stuff. He can kill my recruit. Yeah, he can just keep on killing recruits. That's actually really good for him. I might actually lose this game depending on how my top decks go. Stormpike, Kasukdo. Alright, we're going to start racing. The question is, do I shoot the healing totem or do I shoot his face? I think I'm gonna shoot his face. Limit the potential for Doomhammer to kill me. Now he could actually kill me with like Bloodlust and Rockbiter Weapon. But he's only got 2 cards, so I'll take that risk. Alright, he actually trades the Yeti. I wouldn't have done that. I would have actually used the Yeti to kill something that he could then live after, but it's possible that he has extenuating considerations in his hand. Please don't be taunt. It's taunt. Taunt plus healing is really annoying when you only have a 1/1 because you can't actually kill it. It'll kill itself. It's got a Wind Fury Harpy. Oh my god. I might actually lose this game, folks. I am at the mercy of my draws. Oh my gosh, he's at 2 health. Well, I've got some non-zero amount of time to find my Hammer of Wrath, which will kill him. Mana Addict is terrible because he doesn't have that many cards. But I've got to be a little bit careful. A Bloodlust could actually win in the game. He's gonna keep mopping things up. He really can't hit my recruits anymore, but this taunt is keeping him alive. If he hadn't gotten a taunt, I could have actually just like dealt another point of damage to him. So he's gonna start hitting me in the face. Does he actually have enough damage to kill me? He's got 4 plus 8 is 12. He's actually got enough damage to kill me if I don't get Hammer of Wrath right now. Oh my gosh, that's annoying. Oh my gosh, he's got lethal damage. He just needs 1 point of damage or any spell, and then he'll be able to kill me. Now, he might miss this, but he's actually played pretty precisely. I feel like this person knows what he's doing. If he has a way of either giving a spell so that Mana Addict gets buffed or dealing any sort of direct damage, I will lose. I have a feeling he sees this. I have a feeling he sees that he's got the kill. Thanks to Wind Fury Harpy. Oh, man, dealing 8 damage in one package. Crazed Alchemist. Oh, wow, that's a very nice way of doing it. God, oh my lord, that game was ridiculous. It's possible I misplayed. I mean, I got him down to 2 health. I might have been able to squeak something extra out of there somewhere. But he had 2 Lightning Storms and a Forked Lightning. He cleared my board at an improbable odds. And then had the Wind Fury Harpy, of all things, to kill me a turn earlier, stopping me from being able to draw my Hammer of Wrath, which was somewhere in the last third of my deck. Well, let's go ahead and eat some conciliatory fruit snacks and move on to the next game. Sad start to this run. I think this deck is pretty good. I'd be surprised if that Warlock deck made it to 9 and this deck doesn't even make it to 7.
I will fight with honor.
Okay. I'm gonna mulligan the questing. Without early plays, it's not gonna be easy to build it up. Oh, there we go, that's nice. So 2, 3, 4, 5. The card quality here is a bit questionable, like the Stormpike and the Ooze, but this is fine. Chaz says, Consecration would help this deck so much. Yes, it would. That is the one thing that's really missing here. I'm not going to play around Eagle Horn Bow. I'm just going to play my 2-drop while I've got it.
For the Crusade!
Scarlet Crusader is extremely annoying here. I could Truce of a Champion and use my Ooze and kill it. I think what I'd actually rather do, though, is the Hunter. So what's nice about this play is after he kills one of my minions with the Scarlet Crusader, my little Piglet is around to finish the Scarlet Crusader off. And then next turn I'm flexible. Any one of these, I've got like pretty much 3 out of 4 of the key Paladin 4-mana cards, so I can choose which one is best depending on the circumstances. Mama's Backhand says, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Flesh-Eating Ghoul starts to party down. Okay, so I think it's going to get pretty large. Alright, I think what I'd like to do here is Truce of a Champion rather than Blessing of Kings. The reason for that is that I want the weapon in my hand more than I want a big minion on the table, because as you can see, what ends up happening here is I just would have had 1 big minion, and then it'd be very vulnerable to Deadly Shot. This hedges my bets a little bit. Alright, so this will just die to Truce of a Champion, unless he has an Ooze. Or something wacky. Swordsmith. Alright, well they're both at 3 health, which is annoying, because I can't kill either with my Razorfen Hunter, sadly. But oh, the Wolf is good, so is the Stormpike Kasukdo, but let's actually go ahead and use the Wolf, because the Stormpike Kasukdo can just go suck a dog. Damage on your face is less valuable than damage on a creature, so I will take more damage to myself, rather than to my Hunter here. I've got a Taunter, which is nice in case of Unleash the Hounds. If he has Buzzard Hounds, he'll draw 3 cards, so he'll have a total of 8 cards. But I've already got 8, one of which is granted as the coin, with some more card advantage potential in actually 3 of my 4 cards. Kings, Stormpike, and Hammer all have card advantage potential. Oh man, he on turn 6 just has a Grizzly and Steady Shots. Well, we're in the loser's bracket for sure here. So here is the perfect time to play Hammer of Wrath, because you're already ahead, so the card advantage is just pure goodness. Do I play this making Unleash the Hounds even better? Yeah, because that would mean he'd have to pay an extra mana for the Buzzard, and if he had Unleashed the Hounds, he would have already done it, so I'm feeling like I'm pretty safe here. So I've got a fair amount of burn potential in this deck. 4, assuming I have a minion. 6, 8. I'm actually threatening lethal damage here. Well, not all in one turn, but it's actually, I think so, yeah. 4 plus 2 is 6, and then 8, 12, 14, yeah. So he's got Unleash the Hounds. Does he have a way of buffing them? No, he doesn't, but he has a Scavenging Hyena that I couldn't care less about. The only way I would ever care about the Scavenging Hyena is if he played a Sun Fury Protector to give it taunt. Other than that, this thing is completely immaterial. Also, I have a Peacekeeper for it, so it's like extra less scary. Explosive Trap would actually be really good for him. That would clear my board. Luckily, he doesn't have that either. There's a couple of cards that would have been really good for him that he just never had. Alright, so let's take a look, see if I can just win right now. What do we got? 5, 10, 14, 16 damage. Yep. That'll do, pig. That'll do. How did I miscount this so badly? Oh, that was 8. Oh my god. 5, 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. I'm actually short. Well, anyway, this is fine. He's me. Next turn. We'll just do that. He's not going to kill me. He can get me down to 12, but really there's no way for him to deal 12 damage. Well, actually, there is a way. It would be very difficult, but possible. Unleash the Hounds and 2 Timberwolves would kill me. Elegantine has faced a turn 2 Deathwing and says asterisk this game. Yeah, that's hilarious. Okay, so he's got all the taunts in the world now, but it doesn't matter because Stormpike Kasukto is going to actually get the kill for me here. And I do need it, by the way. I cannot actually bulldoze my way through these taunts.
I wonder.
All that Chaz trolls me and says MVP Stormpike Commando. Yeah. Yep. Alright, so he's going to get me down pretty low. It's all good, though. I can actually faceless to copy his 11-7 taunt, but it doesn't matter. Stormpike Kasukto is going to get me the kill, and we're well played. Moving on to game number 3. Toxic Fox, or excuse me, Toxic Tox says, good game. Thank you. That was a good game. And we're on to the next one. Apparently I have a daily quest. It's really amazing how much my money shoots up, like when I take a little break from Hearthstone. Just from daily quests. I do, however, have to admit that if you are buying packs, that's much harder. Because, like, if you're playing the arena, you know, some days you'll play the arena, you'll make a little bit of money back, or you'll even make money profit. Whereas if you're buying packs, it's just like, you can just dump all your money in, and that's it. So it's much harder, it takes a much more conscious effort to save up money if you're doing it with packs. Okay, well, I'm a Paladin going first against a Rogue, which is just like all the worst possible things. She can, of course, coin to trigger combos. And her dagger kills off 2 of my uses, like 1 use of my hero ability is cancelled, or excuse me, 2 uses of my hero ability is cancelled by 1 use of hers if I don't have taunts, which I don't have that many of. I really wish I were second so I could play one of these 4 drops on turn 3, but that's clearly not happening. So, yeah, this is, pretty bad. She plays a 1-drop. This will, however, die to my 2-drop. And I actually do have the combo here of Truce over Dread Corsair, which is good. So, although my 3rd turn is going to suck, I'm just making a recruit. My 4th turn will be pretty strong to make up for it. Boba says, I've stopped buying packs ever since you pointed out that there might be more things to spend gold on in the future. Yes, I have to confess, that's not privileged information. That is just a hope I have. I don't know that for a fact, but I mean, if you're making progress in the arena and working your way up towards a full collection, and you don't need like cards immediately, then yeah, there's really no point in buying those packs. Might as well just save the gold. So if she's going to shiv that, which I think is a mistake. I've talked about this before. You should really make a dagger here and kill the recruit, because then you're left with a 1/1 dagger, and that could be helpful to you in the future. A few people are talking about buffing the Stormpike Commando. Crazily enough, while I think the card is terrible, I think actually Blizzard should probably leave it the way it is. The reason for that is that bad cards don't really hurt the game that much. I mean, people still play Stormpike Commando. And, you know, making it better could potentially screw the game up, whereas we know the game is fine as is. So, I feel like it's okay to leave it alone. Just gonna sap the Dread Corsair into my hand after oozing my weapon, which is just like the most insulting turn she could have possibly had. That really sucked. However, I've got a pretty good plan in response. We're gonna go ahead and play Silvermoon Guardian, which will threaten to kill off the offending ooze and stick around for more Great Justice. There says it's a hope that pretty much everyone has, I think, referring to my hope that there's more uses for gold later. Yeah, that's a good point. I do think a lot of people are hoping for just that thing. Alright, let's play Yeti, and let's play a Berserker. It'll die to the ooze, but that's fine. Better than making a recruit which also dies to the ooze or the dagger and then doesn't get me anywhere. Bubba says I like Stormpike, maybe giving it 1 more health would be fine though. The issue is that if you give a minion 1 more health, that can actually have a really dramatic difference on the game, and I'd prefer for Blizzard not to take any risks like that, because they've screwed things up before. So it's not because they're bad or anything at designed, but just because it's hard to do it right. So if it's fine as is, you're not really gaining that much for buffing it, but you're risking a whole lot. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and do this so I can kill it. Then we'll do this. I can either Blessing of Kings on this to like try to get it to survive, or I can just more quietly make a recruit and a Mana Wraith and call it a day. Let's go ahead and make a recruit and a Mana Wraith. Put more cards on the board. I'm gonna hope I can Blessing of King something next turn. Chaz asks a really great question. If a rogue should always make a dagger instead of Shiv, does that make Shiv unplayable? Great question, Chaz, and I apologize, I actually spoke unclearly, so I'm glad you asked so I could clarify. A rogue should not always make a dagger instead of Shiv. A rogue should, like on turn 2 or 3, in response to a paladin recruit, in that case a rogue should dagger instead of Shiv. If all you're doing is killing an opponent's minion and passing the turn, it's better to dagger up in the early game so that you keep the dagger around. Now later in the game, the fact that Shiv can be buffed by spell damage, or you know, draw you a card if you desperately need one, or something like that, definitely makes it worth playing. My opponents, by the way, made some mistakes actually. She oozed and she played a panda to put ooze back in her hand without attacking with the ooze first, missing out on 3 damage. And here she made a dagger and didn't attack with it before using Blade Flurry, making it so that this Mana Wraith survived for no reason whatsoever. So that's kind of interesting, her misplays here. Let's go ahead and actually buff up this Mana Wraith. Swing, swing, and play the best 2-drop in the game. And then Boba makes a great point. Shiv gives you extra damage in addition to the dagger. So, for example, as Boba suggests, Shiv plus dagger will kill a Scarlet Crusader. Alright, she's got Spiteful Smith, which is a very good card for rogues. I have to be a little bit careful about that. Luckily, I should be alright here. I've got 10, 12 damage. Yeah, this is fine. Let's go ahead and copy my 6/5. So now minions are super expensive. Actually, I didn't even think about that. But, you know, she's facing down some pretty serious doom here. 2 6/5s. She's at 8 health. She needs answers right here. And of course, rogues do have some answers, but it's a tricky situation to deal with because the Spiteful Smith doesn't quite kill these Mana Wraiths off. She has to have help from her hand. She's just going to kill the Berserker, making her dagger bigger, lets her kill a Yeti, but she needs to stop this 12 damage that she's facing down. She's just going to hit my face. And give up. Okay. So that's good. Well, we picked up a couple of free wins in the losers bracket against players not playing all that well, which is totally fine after the ridiculous first game. I'm happy to take a little bit of luck. Let's grab our second win and move on. Boba makes another great point about Shiv. It's a card cycle. There is a deck in Constructed right now. It's a Hunter deck that runs Flare just as a cycle, just as a 1-mana cycle. Now Shiv obviously at 2 mana, a 2-mana cycle is not as good as a 1-mana cycle, but it also has much more use than Flare does. So I feel like Shiv is definitely a playable card. Okay, we're not going to keep Hammer of Wrath, but I will keep the Bear. Against a mage, it is annoying, of course, that the opponent can always kill your recruits, but at least she has to spend mana every time I spend mana, so that's fine. And if she ever falls behind, I get to keep recruits on the field. We also have the best 2-drop in the game. And if she kills it with Frostbolt, that's sad, but if she plays something else, I can Peacekeeper. That's actually one of my favorite things to do, is play an early Peacekeeper. A lot of time, when I first started playing, I didn't really think of Peacekeeper as an early game kind of card, but it really can be. Like, it can really swing a tempo in your direction. Alright, so the Fairy Dragon will get to kill this Berserker. She's used the coin, so no Shattered Sun Cleric or anything like that. She could, of course, Frostbolt this thing. And then if she leaves the Fairy Dragon alive, I will actually Peacekeep it. Oh, gee, okay, I thought she was pinging my Berserker for a second there. Anyway, this is actually really nice. It's a great example of just what I was talking about. You Peacekeep this minion. Now I get to kill it and live. So this is just a classic example, folks. Just classic of why you should not be cheeky. So my opponent had a 3-2. Instead of killing my 2-3, she chose to hit me in the face. And then look what happened. For 3 damage, she risked this happening, where all of a sudden she's facing down a 5-2 and a 3-3, which on turn 3, which should not have happened at all. If she had just played it safe and killed my 2-3, it would have all been fine. This is why you just need to, most of the time, unless you have a really good reason not to, most of the time you should just kill your opponent's minions. Alright, so she doesn't do anything. That's fine by me. Let's go ahead and do the True Silver Free Dread Corsair combo. I could hit her in the face with this True Silver Champion, and in fact I will one time, because I don't, if she has an ooze, which people seem to have a lot, I don't want to lose my entire weapon. So I'm gonna content myself with dealing 4 damage, and then just killing something, killing one thing. She should have pinged this Berserker, by the way, last turn, because it's already enraged, so she might as well ping it. It's always better to ping a creature than it is to ping the opponent's face. She actually has nothing. She doesn't even use her Fire Blast. I think this opponent has just like actually given up. He's like, well, screw this. It's all over. Okay. Well, I actually do just kill her. So that's funny. So turn 5 kill. It's pretty sweet. Really enjoy beating mages. That's actually like one of the fastest arena wins I've had in a long time. She could have killed this Berserker if she'd blasted it on turn 3. She would have been able to kill it on turn 4. Anyway, that was pretty sweet. Blue Elf Thunder says, Boris, sometimes you say that Amani Berserker is the best 2-drop in the game, and other times it's the Fairy Dragon. What's the best between these two cards? I'm sorry if I've ever misspoken. What I try to say is this, and I apparently have erred. The Amani Berserker is the best 2-drop in the game, and Fairy Dragon is one of the best 2-drops in the game. That's what I like to try to say. So I do think it's the Amani Berserker is the best 2-drop in the game. Alright, well, we got a 2-drop and a 3-drop, so that's fine. Another mage. Don't know if this is the same mage or a different one. Okay. Well, I'll probably play the Novice Engineer on turn 2. Oh, Jesus Christ. Balls. Alright, never mind. We're going to play a wolf. I'm going to try to do as much damage as we can to this Mana Worm. If I have to bite out 2 of its health with the wolf, then so be it.
One shot.
Ferox Verba says, there is no best drops in the game. Different cards have different synergies in different decks. That is all very true, of course. Of course. I would hope that would be a given. But I would say, though, that, you know, on average, the best 2-drop, in my opinion, is Amani Berserker. She's got a Demolisher, so at least she's not killing my Grizzly Bear. At least she's letting me kill this frickin' Mana Worm here. She can actually run both of these cards into the Grizzly, which it seems like she's going to do to make it more likely that her Demolisher survives. Good play. Alright, let's go ahead and do Novice Engineer. And a recruit.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, the Kodo could be really terrific here. It'll kill off the Demolisher. Let's see how good her turn 4 play is, though, before we jump to any conclusions. Blue Elf Thunder asks the most important question here, which is who the hell plays with Elven Archer? That is right. Alright, so Kodo being good. I hope it's not Mirror Entity. Thank goodness. Theriu says, I disagree with the sentiment that there are no best drops in the game, as some cards are clearly better than others. Well, it's interesting. So there's two different points here. Are some cards better than others? Yes. But is that just because some cards are clearly better than others doesn't mean that the sentiment that there is no best card is an incorrect sentiment. We could still say that some cards are better than others, but there is no best card overall. Now, there is a risk here, if I play Blessing of Kings, that it will get Spellbent. I'm not going to play around Spellbender, though. Oh my gosh. Well, at least it's Counterspell and not Spellbender. That would have been a disaster if it had been Spellbender. I've actually had an arena where I got to play Spellbender and I stole more than one Blessing of Kings. There's no cheap spells in this deck. There's no Blessing of Wisdom or anything like that, so that Counterspell was going to hurt no matter what. And now she can start drawing cards off this Auctioneer. Hopefully not too many, but she can definitely get a few.
Pass me that Arclight Spanner.
And all that Shaz says, an ooze that kills a Gorehowl is better than an Amani Berserker. That doesn't mean that the ooze is in general better than the Berserker. Theriu says, best card isn't really the best way to describe it. All good points, folks. All good points. I think that when I say that something is the best card, first of all, I hope it's understood to be a little bit joking, but in all seriousness, I think that, you know, what I mean is that on average, like if you were to look at all the possible circumstances and all the possible cases where that card would be played, and you were to compare how good each one is in each case, that is the card that comes out to be good in a greater number of cases than any other card. Alright, she is just beating me down and getting lots of cards of this Auctioneer. This Kodo maddeningly cannot kill it, and as I wasn't able to get a recruit to stick, I'm not able to get this thing to die. I could copy it, but there's no point in that because, I mean, I'm just going to end up not having any spells to play. Well, let's play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, see if this is a mirror entity. This time it is a mirror entity, okay? So we'll do this. And as much as this hurts my soul, I'm actually going to have to play this Outdoor Peacekeeper just to limit the damage that I'm taking, because she's been whacking me with this 4-4. That's kind of embarrassing that I cannot kill a 4-4. I've got 2 True Silver Champions, I just never drew either one in this particular game, unfortunately. So I'd say my opponent is the clear favorite to win. I mean, she's drawn so many cards off of this, it's stupid. The Kodo is a good card, it killed the Demolisher, but it just didn't have the juice to kill the Auctioneer. Alright, she's playing a bunch of little stuff, which is awful for me because I don't have Consecration in this deck. Oh, jeez, what is going on here? What? She's just like, let's just dump everything. So she can kill probably the Flesh-Eating Ghoul, yeah. So she's just trying to overwhelm me, which is perfectly fair. I still don't have any good targets to copy. This would have been a good thing to copy, but I didn't have the advantage, so I wasn't able to actually play the Ravenhold Assassin down. Okay, do I play the Ravenhold Assassin this turn, or do I start to grow the Adventurer? Well, I can only play one card after this. That's not that great. Yeah, I guess we're going to play this and a Recruit. Obviously, got to kill this Mana Worm, and we're going to kill the Gnomish Inventor. This is very scary. I'm not close enough to being able to kill her, but she is close enough to be able to burn me. Dromund Champion is quite unfortunate. She can kill off a lot of my stuff very efficiently now. That'll die. That'll die. Blah. Oh, she's going for the face. She's actually leaving my Recruit alive. That means she's pretty confident. Not happy about that. Well, let's see. I can do this and 2 cards, but then those 2 cards would have to be these 2. But what I really want to play is the Faceless Manipulator. Alright, we're going to go ahead and copy her Stormwind Champion. This allows me then, as much as it hurts, I have to kill the Stormwind Champion this way. Gonna go ahead and now kill one of her 1/1s. And, might as well do this. I mean, if she has a flame strike, she wins, but I'm really far behind, so I might as well just take some risks. Ferox Verbus asks, here's a question. If you put stealth on a knife juggler and he swings knife, the stealth breaks. Does the same happen with the Demolisher? That is actually correct. The same does happen with the Demolisher. When the Demolisher shoots its barrel, it breaks stealth, because dealing damage causes you to break stealth. Well, she's got 3 mana left. Unless that 3 mana can deal 3 damage, she actually is going to leave me alive with the Stormwind Champion, which is pretty sweet. She will kill the Mana Wraith and play Razorfen Hunter, which I am down with. Peacekeeper's a very good draw here. So what I can do is I can Peacekeep that, kill it. I'm gonna hit her for 6. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna hit her for 6. I don't think I can afford to pass up that much damage to kill a 2/3. Gonna put a bunch of stuff on the board. Well, you know, she still wins if she gets Flame Strike, but she clearly hasn't had it yet, so if she doesn't top deck it, I might actually be fine. Archmage, not a big deal unless it's followed up by Cone of Cold. Bluegill Warrior is not Cone of Cold. Alright, she has to kill my minions, I think, or I'm threatening lethal. So this is good for me. I've got a lot of pressure. That Faceless Stormwind Champion is pretty good. All that chat says, please don't die to Pyroblast. Would that I could control such things, my friend. Would that I could control such things. Okay, she seems not to have Pyroblast, or else she'd be playing this very differently. Alright. Well, what have we got here? We've got 8 plus 6 is 14 damage. It's not really enough to kill her. So what I am going to do is, and I'm gonna re-divert some damage to kill off her stuff. But I'm not going to re-divert the 6 damage from the Stormwind Champion. When you have a Stormwind Champion as a Paladin, by the way, it's really amazing that you put 2 2s on the field. That's kind of too good for words. Flame Strike will again let her catch right back up. And probably win the game.
Well played.
Does she have... no Flame Strike. Does she have a Blizzard? Nope, she just has minions. So I got lucky against this mage that she just never had anything. So she's gearing up for a Flame... or for a Pyroblast off the top, but I've got lethal. Notice how she is just calmly passing the turn just in case I miss lethal. I had a recent game where my opponent missed lethal damage. He still won, but he missed lethal damage and let me stay on for a turn. And you know, I might have been able to draw a card and win. There's a spirited debate in the chat about synergy, whether synergy matters in Hearthstone. I think it does. I think the best constructed decks do, in a lot of cases, not all of them, but in a lot of cases, the best cards in constructed decks have some kind of like central synergy that they abuse. Like for example, Hunter decks with Buzzard and Hounds and Timberwolf, or a Handlock deck, that's basically an abuse of synergy between the Warlock hero ability and Molten and Mountain Giants. So there's definitely a place for synergy in Hearthstone. We'll keep the Peacekeeper early on, even though I have 3 in the deck. I just want to make sure I've got some. In case he has like an early 3-2 or a 3-3, I can swing the tides in my favor. And being up against a Druid is kind of annoying because he can kill my recruits for free, but that's still better than being up against a Rogue. Alright, well, now of course I do regret actually keeping the Peacekeeper because having drawn the other 2, I really wish that I had something else. I might not be able to use all 3, or if I am using them, it's not going to necessarily be that efficient. Wow. Really? Ironforge Rifleman. Well, he used a coin for that. Let's go ahead and Peacekeep it up. This does make a little bit of a difference because it means that with Shapeshift, you can't kill the 3/3, so it's giving me a little bit of tempo. I hate that I'm getting, like, my 3 cards that are... Jesus, I got the 3 Peacekeepers and the 3 cards in my deck that are 6 and up. That's really quite obnoxious. Hopefully then I'm out of dumb stuff and I can get like my actual 4-mana spike cards afterwards.
Handle it.
Alright, so Raid Leader buffs us back up to 2. And is going to give him a chance at killing that Peacekeeper. I could Panda. Okay, so let's actually kill the raid leader. And in fact, Panda up. Because the alternative is making a recruit, which is just dumb. So I might as well get this Panda on the board. Blue Elf Thunder says, I think Mountain Giant should be the one that costs 10 and the Sea Giant 12. There is a problem with that, however. Mountain Giant has to cost 12 because if you made it cost 10, you could play it in turn 3 in some cases, and that'd be really broken. So that's the problem with that card, is it needs to cost 12 to avoid abuses like that. Alright, so he plays a Stormwind Knight, which is not that effective here because, quite simply, it just dies to my Panda for no real profit. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. True Super Champion, kill this 1-2, heal for a point. And I'd say this game's actually going really well because pretty much nothing happened in the early game, but I got a minion to stick, which you can't take for granted in Hearthstone, and I can actually start playing my drops. We've seen plenty of games where I've had this hand of big drops and I can't play them because I'm so far behind. Chaz says maybe Sea Giant should just cost 12. Maybe, although I think the Giants are fine the way they are. I'd keep them the way they are. I mean, Sea Giant, the proof in the pudding is that Sea Giant is not in like any constructed decks right now. So it may seem really ridiculous, especially when you face it in the arena. It's not actually a big deal in constructed. So the strength of the card there isn't that huge. And Boba says, honestly, I just want them to make it so Warlocks don't benefit from all Giant types in some way. Yeah. Mountain Giant is a badly designed card, says Blue Elf Thunder. I agree. I hate that card. I just hate playing with it. I mean, it's good for hand lock and constructed, but like otherwise it's just like a stupid bad card that makes you feel bad when you play it because you can't play your spells. I don't like the fact that like it's a card that discourages you from playing your cards, except for when you have like synergy in the form of a particular constructed deck. Okay, so we could play this in two different ways. We could copy the Ravenhold Assassin. Or sorry, not copy. Play the Ravenhold Assassin and just swing for 6. Or I could Peacekeeper the Guardian, pop the Divine Shield with the Ogre, and then kill it off with True Silver Champion, so I can play fair or I can play dirty. I don't actually see much reason right now to play dirty, so I might as well just do this. You know, play fair, kill his stuff, get a nice big board. And I'm not really under any sort of pressure, so I might as well just kill his minion and then start the Ravenhold Assassin Faceless Manipulator stuff a little bit later. Now, there's an interesting point that has actually been made on my channel, and Ferox Verbis has just brought it up in the chat, which is that Buzzard plus Unleash should only draw 1 card. The problem is that would actually be like pretty much impossible to implement in any kind of consistent way. If you made it a general rule that like it only triggers once, then that would screw up legitimate interactions. Let's like say for example, you know, Dragonling mechanic getting you 2 knife flings from a knife juggler, for example. And if you didn't make it a general thing, then the wording on Buzzard would have to be extremely weird to make it so that Unleash the Hounds only drew 1 card off of it. I think actually my favorite suggestion for making Unleash the Hounds a better card is just to make it 2 mana, summon 2 1/1 Hounds with charge. And that just seems totally fine to me because you get 2 power and 2 toughness charging for 2 mana, which is really, really good, and like it's just great, and it also stops all like the abuses. So I don't know, that would be my preferred system. So we're gonna go and faceless our Ravenhold Assassin, play the bear to make it a little bit more difficult for the opponent to kill this thing off. Obviously Starfall or Starfire would get the job done, but the bear makes it harder because he doesn't get the free damage from the Imp Master and the Imp or charge creatures. Ancient of War. 5/10 taunt, that's pretty good. I don't think I have any, do I have any silence in this deck? I don't think I do. So that's gonna require some effort to kill, unfortunately. Alright, so it looks like he is gonna go ahead and kill the bear to make it harder for me to kill that Ancient of War, which is smart. So now I'd have to throw both assassins at it to kill it. I wish I had a silence. Or that Paladins had removal. Neither of these things is the case, however. So we're going to go ahead and play the Peacekeeper, number 2. And yeah, let's throw both assassins at it to get this thing out of the way. Play Lord of the Arena, MVP Lord of the Arena to, again, preserve my guys from charge creatures and whatnot. And this is one of the hugest boards I've had in a while. 7-4, 7-4, 6-5, and an opponent at 10 health. I mean, a druid could answer this, but it's hard. It's hard. Sunwalker. So he's got another taunt minion. Luckily, this one, I can just bludgeon with Peacekeeper and Lord of the Arena, and then just swing with my assassins and get the kill. Mad Bomber after Sunwalker. That is a pro play for the ages right there. Okay, so anyway, let's just keep it simple, keep it safe. Doesn't matter about that Mad Bomber. Doink. A loink. Well played. Handlock is a very interesting archetype. It's like a quirky casual deck that's actually good enough to compete at the highest levels, and because of that, it became a mainstream deck. So I like the fact that like the game is designed in such a way that a quirky casual deck can actually succeed at the highest levels. Theriu says, I tried Handlock and immediately went to take a shower afterwards. Felt dirty. Well, here's what I will say. Here's what I'll say. There is a book that I highly recommend everyone read like the first chapter of. It's called Playing to Win by David Serlin. The book is really old, and a lot of it is about like Street Fighter, so it's not like super relevant to the modern day. But it describes basically what it means to play to win, and it makes a point that I think is pretty valid, which is that playing to win, then you really can't complain about people who are. So like, if you decide that you don't want to play Handlock because it makes you feel dirty, then that's totally fine. But then you're not, you know, taking advantage of some of the things in the game for your own personal reasons that other people might not ascribe to. And so other people could play Handlock, and there's nothing wrong with those people. Now, that said, we could in fact make the argument that Handlock is bad for the game, and it reduces the overall fun in Hearthstone, which is a pretty reasonable argument. And in that case, that would be an argument for nerfing it or getting rid of the deck. But I personally, just on a completely personal level, I think it's fine. I think there's nothing wrong with that deck. I think it's quirky. I think it works. I think there are counters to it. So to me, that's all the trappings of a fine deck. Boba says it's a deck that's fun to play, but not fun to play against. I will qualify that as follows: it's not fun to play against if you're not playing a deck that's designed against it. But there are decks that can be designed against Handlock and be pretty effective. So that's different from other decks, which are just like never fun to play against. Like one-turn kill decks, for example, are just never fun to play against, period. No matter what you're running, it's just never fun to play against someone who's just killing all your stuff and then kills you in one turn. So I think there's a notable difference qualitatively between Handlock decks and some other decks, in my opinion, my personal opinion. Obviously, fun is subjective, so if you find it not fun to play against, then that's totally valid. But for me personally, there's a difference between Handlock and some other decks that have existed. And Theriu clarifies, there's nothing wrong with the people playing Handlock. There are things wrong with the deck. That's a fair point. I wouldn't argue too harshly against that. Alright, so my opponent's going to go ahead and play the Ventrico Mercenary. And I have two options here. Oh, never mind. I was going to say I could either Wolf to kill it, or we can do this, which is my favorite thing to do against Ventrico Mercenary. So now my opponent is in a heap of trouble, because she can't kill this thing, and she also can't play minions. She's just really screwed. Unless she has spells to like clear my board, she's just really screwed right here. Alright, so she's trying... Oh, she's actually going to kill it herself with Fire Blast. That's smart. She doesn't have an immediate play. Now we have to be very careful here. It's important not to go too crazy. I'm going to play the Yeti and a Recruit. I'm not going to play the Wolf, although the Wolf would have given me extra damage. Flame Strike is coming up in a turn or two. Well, not this turn, but in the next turn. And Blizzard can be played right now. So even though we have a really amazing move there against the Mage, it's still not over yet. Alright, she's going to steal a middling quality creature. Not my best creature, not my worst. It's fine. Got another Peacekeeper. Hilarious. Alright, let's do Kodo. And let's think about this. So I've got 7, 11, 12. I can deal 13, 14 damage if I drop the wolf. But what I'm going to prefer to do instead is this. This hedges my bets a little bit against Flamestrike. I've still got her down to the point where Hammer of Wrath would let me win the game, but I'm not, or a True Silver Champion for that matter, but I'm not losing an extra creature against Flamestrike. She does have the Flamestrike. She'll get to clear my board here. She'll have to lose both of her minions to do it, though. And so now that she's played the Flamestrike, I can happily repopulate, and hopefully she doesn't have a second one. Faceless Manipulator, not the greatest here. Well, let's go ahead and do this, this, and this. So we're threatening the kill once again. A second Flamestrike or a Blizzard will allow her to clear my board again, but I'm okay with that because it's just giving me more time to find one of my 2 True Silver Champions or Hammer of Wrath, either of which will kill the opponent. Ravenholt Assassin actually will also do the job. Okay, so she actually has another Flamestrike, hilariously. Ooze. Okay, what we're going to do here is make a little bit of a strange play. Just going to go ahead and waste the Peacekeeper, just play 3/3 for 3, and we're just threatening to kill her with these 3-power creatures, so she now needs to have a third board clear in order to stay in the game, and I'm still at full health, so I've still got plenty of time to draw my taunts. Now, if she needs Cone of Cold, she doesn't have it. Okay. So we survived 2 Flame Strikes there, but we were very greatly helped by the fact that she spent her 5th turn playing a Ventrico Mercenary and her 6th turn suiciding it, so that obviously gave us a bit of a leg up. Alright. That's pretty good. 6-1. Got 2 chances to make it to 7. Quite a roll here if I do make it to 7, actually. Folks are talking about Druid and Constructed. Theriu says that after Tinkmaster was nerfed, Druid is unplayable. I don't know about that. I don't have that much experience in Constructed, of course, but to me, the Druid class still seems fine just because it has a really good hero ability and really good removal. It will, okay, I guess I'm making a very nuanced point here. It is maybe bad against Handlock, because if Druid is slow and Handlock is slow, and Handlock can answer Druid stuff, but the Druid can't answer the Handlock stuff very easily. I mean, you can do Big Game Hunter and Black Knight and whatnot, but that doesn't mean it's unplayable. It might just be unplayable for the moment if, like, everyone's playing Handlock, but that can be true of any deck. Like, if everybody played the Hunter Rush decks, then Handlock would be unplayable at the moment, but not unplayable overall. So I think there's a difference, which I admit is a little bit pedantic, but there's a bit of a difference in my mind between a class that's unplayable in general, and a class that's like unplayable just at the moment because of what the metagame happens to be at the moment. Like, for example, you know, Mage is very weak in Constructed, just in general, not because of the metagame, but just because in general it's just a weak class in Constructed, and I think that's like a much bigger problem than what is happening with Druid, in my opinion, of course. Alright, he has an Earthshock, which is like one of the lamest possible things he could play here. Alright, he's going to Stormforged Axe. So Earthshock plus the Axe to take care of this. Then he's overloaded next turn. Still can't kill this. Actually, every single minion in my hand does not die to that Stormforged Axe. So this is a case where the Stormforged Axe is a little bit weak, just because of what I happen to have. Theriu clarifies that he was just saying it was Druid's unplayable in the metagame. Ah, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. Alright, so the Spirit Wolves are a pretty good answer to what I've got here. Luckily, this gives me some interesting options. Yeah, let's do this. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Bluegill Warrior. I'm going to run it into one of these wolves. That'll grow the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. I'm going to run the Berserker who survives. That'll grow the Ghoul some more, and then we'll do that, and then we'll make a Recruit. So now my opponent needs a Lightning Storm. He could also bash himself in the face and take 5 damage to kill off the Ghoul. Feral Spirit number 2 drops down. So he's riding that Feral Spirit train here. And I guess he's going to take 5 damage to the face to kill the Ghoul. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Panda doesn't really do anything for me here. Let's just go ahead and play a Yeti. Kill off one of the wolves. And then that'll be that. Alright, he's got a Hex for the Yeti, which is fine by me, because presumably I will have things later on that I would more deeply regret to see hexed. Gonna use the final tick of the axe to kill my frog. Well, I gotta hand it to this guy. He's hanging in there like crazy. Let's play Yeti number 2 and a recruit. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not playing the Panda can actually be really good with the Peacekeeper. It's possible that he will play back-to-back big drops at this point in the game after stalling me with these wolves and the axe, and I'll want to use the Peacekeeper twice. It's not impossible. So there's a Fire Elemental. He is going to use the wolf to kill off the Yeti. He's going to Earth Shock to kill a recruit, so he's really keep afraid of the board. Alright, so here, I think I will just go ahead and Peacekeep. If I had 8 mana, I'd copy this first, but it's a much bigger priority for me to nullify it than it is to do that. Now I can either Panda this so that I can use it later again, or I can Silvermoon Guardian, or I can make an Engineer and this. Well, the Engineer and the Recruit are a little bit sad with a 1/5 here, so I'm just going to go ahead and play the Silvermoon Guardian. Keep more board presence this way than with the Panda. Chaz asked an interesting rules question. Would a Panda turn a Hexed minion back into what you originally played? The answer is no, it would just be a 0/1 frog. Alrighty, he's going to hit me in the face here. Well, good thing Face's Manipulator is on call. So I can copy Fire Elemental, kill the Flame Tongue Totem, and might as well just do this. Draw a card and pass the turn. Should have technically done that first. This is a bit scary, so I've got a little bit of card advantage. I've got 6 to his 5, and these two trade, but if he has an answer for this, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. Flame Tongue is partially an answer. Flame Tongue number 2. One of my favorite things that I've ever seen on Reddit, a guy had a Sunwalker, which is a 4/5 taunt with Divine Shield, and he was a paladin, and his opponent, who was a shaman, hexed it. And then he put Blessing of Kings and gave it Divine Shield, turning it into a frog that was 4/5 taunt with Divine Shield, just like the Sunwalker. So he was able to regrow his Sunwalker. He had the technology, and I don't know how the game ended, but that was really hilarious and awesome. Chaz says, I'm surprised Faceless Manipulator doesn't copy Battlecry effects. Yeah, me too. The way it's worded kind of makes it seem that it should copy those, but it doesn't. So that was a kind of a neat play here using Ancestral Healing on this Searing Totem. I actually don't really think it was justified at all because the Divine Shield pops either way. What he's doing here is he's protecting the Flame Tongue, and it kind of worked out because I don't actually have an answer. But what we'll do here is we'll give him a taste of his own medicine. Let's go ahead and kill this off. Play Taunt to stop him from messing with my stuff. And let's make a Mana Wraith and a Recruit. So now he can't deal with my Mana Wraith. And next turn I should be able to kill off this Flame Tongue Totem. So yeah, this neutered Fire Elemental is going to get to kill my Dread Corsair, which is unfortunate. Mind Control attack, are you friggin' kidding me? Well, he steals like my second worst creature, so it's not the end of the world, for sure. Could have been a lot worse. He's also going to get to kill my Pirate now. But we're still doing okay. I can kill this Flame Tongue. Unless this is a taunt, which it's not. Good. Oh my gosh, what is he doing? Abusive Sergeant? Okay. So he's going to kill off the Recruit with that Abusive Sergeant's help. Fair enough. So this is it. He's got his whole board. He's got no more cards. Got a Peacekeeper here. It's a little bit frustrating that I can only play one minion. I could have played the Ogre and the Peacekeeper if it weren't for my own Mana Wraith. Well, let's do this. I'm going to play the Boulder Fist Ogre, which is a giant here, literally and figuratively, because right now my opponent can't kill this thing, so he's at the mercy of his top decks to do so. He actually top decks a Hex! Oh my god. Well, that's the thing that happened. Wow. I cannot believe it. So now I'm actually probably going to lose this game because, well, I mean, I've still got a big thing to play, but his fire elemental is getting healed up from this healing totem. My stuff's more expensive because of this mana wraith that he stole. He actually top decked a hex. That is unbelievable. All right, well, let's go ahead and True Silver Champion up. Kill off this mana wraith finally. This then allows me to play the panda, which he cannot kill technically. And he once again needs to top deck a good card because he can't deal with this Brewmaster. If he gets like a lightning bolt here with spell damage to kill this, I'm gonna be hella pissed. Hella pissed. Leopardome, there we go. That's the kind of crap you need to be drawing. Thank you. And he actually, I have to admit, I'm very lucky, he actually failed to flip a Taunt Totem, which would have been extremely helpful for him here. Now I can mop up a fair bit of his board because of that. Got another Peacekeeper here. Well, since I've got so many Peacekeepers, I might as well use one.
Another round.
I'm gonna try to keep his board as clear as I can. The question is, do you play the other Peacekeeper? I'm gonna play the other Peacekeeper just for the body, basically. It's a shame to waste it in that way, but I feel like he's just in top deck mode, so unless he gets really, really good stuff, I should be totally fine here. Use of Sergeant, decent, but not super great. It'll let him trade up the totem. He should have actually flipped the totem first. That would have guaranteed getting a taunt totem, which is what he really wanted in life. Alright, Blessing of Kings is pretty sweet. So, I'm going to go ahead and kill off spell damage, which I think is the most dangerous totem that he has. We're going to hit him for 7. I'm not going to divert 7 damage just to kill it 2-1. So he needs an answer to a 7-7. Basically, I've got a makeshift War Golem here. He's got 50-50 odds of flipping a Taunt Totem. I can kill the Taunt Totem with the Peacekeeper, though. He could throw away stuff to kill the Peacekeeper. He doesn't get the... I have to confess, this Shaman is... has had a really tough time all day getting Taunt Totem. Just because he used up all of his good luck getting a Hex off the top in response to Boulder Fist Ogre. Okay, so now it's his last chance to stop me. Even if he flips a Taunt Totem, I've got enough power here to actually kill it, so he needs an answer here in this card. He's got a Lightning Storm for 4-5 with 2 spell damage, so that was a pretty good card to peel off the top, I have to say. But at least he has to use this Ogre Magi to kill my 7-2. So we've got a fresh start here, except I've got a big life advantage. And I got a True Silver Champion as well. Note, however, this isn't quite as good as it looks because he is guaranteed to get a Taunt Totem. But the True Silver Champion is still really important because if I do get Hammer of Wrath now, I win. We're in the last third of the deck. The Hammer of Wrath has to be in there somewhere. I think, do I have a Stormpike Kasukdo in this one? Is this the game or is it the Warlock deck? I can't remember. I don't think I have a Stormpike Commando here. Yeah, so, but anyway, if I can get a minion to stick at any point, he's dead to my weapon. Fire Elemental does put the pressure on. Ravenhold Assassin would actually win me the game as well. It would guarantee that I can kill the Taunt Totem. Questing Adventurer, well, I'm going to do it, because what this does is it forces him to use the Fire Elemental to kill the Questing Adventurer so that this Taunt Totem doesn't die, and then I kill him with my weapon. Wait, can someone tell me, do I actually have a Stormpike Commando in this deck? Is that a thing I have? Or is that my last draft? Can't remember. Fairy Dragon. Well, we got time here, folks. We got time. He needs to use his minions to kill my minions, because if he lets this Taunt Totem die, it's the only thing that's keeping him from dying. He's actually got his maximum number of totems. A Bloodlust would actually win him the game, I believe. 10, 11. 10, 11 plus 18. Yeah, he'd win the game if he got a Bloodlust here. I have a Stormpike in here, so I've got Stormpike Commando and I've got Hammer of Wrath, either of which will win me the game on the spot. It's kind of amazing that I haven't gotten them yet. He has to kill the Fairy Dragon and at least one of my recruits. Looks like he's going to play it safe and kill them both, which is smart. Maybe he's waiting for his own Bloodlust to win the game, because that would give him lethal damage. Consecration, if I had one, would actually be a win as well. Iron for a Grizzly. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. So if he gets a Bloodlust and wins, and I had a Stormpike Commando and a Hammer of Wrath, and they were just sitting in the bottom third of my deck. Bottom fifth of my deck at this point. So he gets to throw the Loot Hoarder away. Draw another card. That's another chance for him to get Bloodlust and win. It's getting pretty far down here. Does he have the Bloodlust? At this point, it actually doesn't win him. It would be 10 plus 15. Oh no, it wins him. It would win the game. He doesn't have Bloodlust though. Oh my god, this game is ridiculous. Okay, I have one more chance, I think. I have just one more chance to find my Stormpike, Kasukdo, or Hammer of Wrath. Ravenhold Assassin, you have motherfucking got to be motherfucking kidding me. So this would have been good, like, even a turn ago, but now he's got lethal damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heal up to kill that Taunt Totem, and just, I don't know, is there any way he could miss that he has the win? No, he's got the kill here. He's got the kill. This game was ridiculous. He had a Taunt Totem that I could not get rid of, and I have a number of outs in my last 6 cards. God damn it. This game. Sometimes this game. Not that I think this deck is all that great, but that game was frustrating. So yeah, we just needed to get one of those cards, and we never did. So anyway, 6-1, now we're 6-2. So we stumble a little bit here. We almost made it to our 7th win, and just couldn't pull out one of the 2 outs. Or at least 2 outs. I might have even had more outs, I'm not sure. There might have been more outs than just that. Well, there was a point earlier where I think I could have hit him in the face instead of killing his stuff. It's possible that I should have actually gone for his face a little bit more, given how things turned out. And Ravenhold Assassin literally was a turn late. If I had just gotten it the previous turn, I would have won that game. Unbelievable. Alright, what do we have here? A warrior. Okay, well I like being a paladin against warriors, because your hero ability puts stuff on the board and theirs doesn't. And that makes a really big difference if you get into one of those endgame slugfests. Boba says, nobody ever really talks about how good Shaman's ability is with those taunts. I mean, yes. A taunt totem is a pretty freaking amazing thing in a lot of cases. There's a lot of times where it makes a really big difference. You're frequently praying your opponent does not get one. And the other ones are good too. I mean, there are times where I pray they don't get the 1/1. There are times when I pray they don't get the spell damage. It's like they're all extremely good, probably better than any other class's hero ability, and only compensated for by the fact that it's random and you can't choose what you get. So if you, I wouldn't say that Shaman is OP, but I would say that if you allow a Shaman to have all their totems, then their hero ability is stronger than like just about anyone else's. On average, of course. Alright, so we have the Dread Corsair combo and True Silver Champion. This is a very sad thing to see, this guy. I could Peacekeep it, but it wouldn't even really make much of a difference. So what we're going to do here is just make a recruit and swing by. He'll kill one of my 1/1s with the Frothing Berserker, I presume, and then as long as he doesn't play a taunt. Oh god, if he plays a taunt here, like an Iron for Grizzly, it's going to be a bad time. Okay, just a Demolisher, that's not a problem. So we're just going to go ahead, we're going to True Silver Champion, and then we're going to kill this Frothing Berserker, and play a Dread Corsair. Now, what I could do also, I could kill the Demolisher, but that's a little bit riskier, I think. We'll just kill the Frothing Berserker, we'll swing on by. The Demolisher can hit the Pirate, that'd be good for him. It can kill the Recruit, that's also good for him. But I think this is overall much less bad than the alternative. Folks, my apologies, I need to text a little bit for plans tonight. Yes, indeed. I'll see you outside the store. Smiley face. Alright, so what do you do? Wolf Rider to kill my pirate? Fair enough. We can now kill the Demolisher. Let's go for quantity over quality. Make a recruit. Now, why a recruit and not this? Well, every time you make a recruit as a paladin, you're essentially giving yourself an extra card. And I don't really see any particular reason. He's got a high life total, like I'm not burning him down anytime soon with this warrior. So I feel like it was worth it just to get the extra card here and keep the warrior in reserve. Lord of the Arena could be dropping next turn unless he puts some serious pressure on me. He really only has 5 mana. Alright, he's got the Abomination. So I could just throw my board at it and then play Lord. Or I could Hammer of Wrath and use the Recruit. And this panda would survive by a hair. Oh, sorry, this bear would survive by a hair. I could play the Peacekeeper. That would be dumb, though, because the bear would still die. Okay, we'll just throw the board at it, then. Drop Lord of the Arena. So, he's got 6 cards to my 6, soon to be 7. I'm the first player, so the fact that I'm drawing ahead means I've got ahead. And Arcanite Reaper to kill the Lord is pretty good for him, but it doesn't advance his board in any way. So what I'm going to do here is I can just play Ravenhold Assassin. So he's going to be hit down to 13 health, barring taunts, of course. Boba asks, I wonder how much the game would be different if Shaman could get more than one of the same type of totem. Yeah, I think that would actually probably make Shamans overpowered. Alright, True Silver Champion is really phenomenal as a top deck here because it lets me kill that and like actually use the Ravenhold Assassin to attack the opponent as opposed to dying to that stupid guy. Let's go ahead and hit my opponent. Now we have to be careful here. What I could do is I could actually Panda to replay the Assassin later. But no, let's just play the Yeti. Keep it simple, keep it safe. So we're threatening lethal here. Arkaniting this isn't going to save him. He needs an answer right now.
What now?
Alright, let's see what he's got. Either one of my minions is Arcanitable, but he'd take the damage. Alright, he's got this, which is fine because I can Hammer of Wrath to get it through. He says that was an error. Presumably he has some kind of minion like Mad Bomber or something that he would have wanted to not hit this Dread Corsair with. Otherwise he spent 0 mana, so there's not a big deal that I can see. Oh, yes, he messed up. He needed to play the Warsong Commander first. That would have given the Pirate charge. As it is, the Pirate isn't going to have charge. Which, well, it could have made a difference. Actually, well, it could have made a really big difference, because it would have allowed him to kill this Ravenhold Assassin. He can still kill it, though. Yeah, I think he's doing fine. There's not really a problem here. Alright, well, he saved himself. Let's go ahead and Hammer of Wrath here to get even further ahead on cards. Okay, that seems fine.
For justice.
So I'm playing a Fairy Dragon here rather than making a Recruit because the extra damage is relevant since I'm trying to race him out, and I don't need more card advantage since I've already got some. Now I could play some really big minion like a Sunwalker here that would let him catch back up, but he's in a troublesome spot. He needs very precise cards here to hang into the game. Wolf Rider lets him kill off the Ghoul. It's the second Wolf Rider of this game. Is he going to have an answer for this Fairy Dragon? Like a Fiery War Axe? Nope. Okay. Well, these Peacekeepers, gotta say, a little bit underwhelming. What I'm going to do, though, is make a little bit of a tech play. We're going to use this Blue-Go Warrior. We're going to put him back in my hand. And then we're going to use him again. And we're going to make a Recruit. So we got this Panda, this old Panda threatening the kill. Alright, he's got 3 cards. He's going to Whirlwind, kill off 2 of my minions, and then he's going to choose death. Alright, great. So we made it to 7 wins. On the cusp, again, actually, this is 2 arenas in a row where I was at 6-2 and managed to get into the 7 mark. I am on a hell of a streak making it to 7 wins. I think I've got like, I don't even know, like 5 in a row? Or, yeah, I think it's at least 5 in a row. 4 or 5 in a row, maybe 6 in a row. 7? Probably not 7 in a row, but I think last Saturday I did a stream and it was really awful. And I think every single arena run since then, I've made it to at least 7. That's however many are on YouTube since the last stream, plus the 2 runs today. Pretty spectacular. Alright, so this Dread Corsair is always tricky, because obviously if I mulligan it and get a True Silver Champion, I'll be sad, but I found that it's a little bit risky business keeping that thing around, because it's so bad if you don't have the True Silver. Okay, so here we go. This is fine. And we get a Hammer of Wrath, which is only good on turn 4 if you're ahead on the board. So, normally I'd make a Recruit against a lot of classes, but I'm going to make a Wolf against a Mage, because the Mage could just kill the Recruit, so I might as well drop the Wolf down, which has a chance of surviving Fire Blast. If she Frostbolts this, I'm fine with it. That's actually also fine, this Panda. So, what I'm going to do here is make a bit of a tech play. I'm going to go ahead and Peacekeeper this Panda. Because I've got 3 Peacekeepers in the damn deck, so I might as well use them while they have a use. And the use here is that I'm baiting her to spend her entire turn killing this wolf, giving myself some tempo. And then this happens. So I could make 2 minions or 1. Let's go ahead and make 2. So play the Berserker first. If you play the Mana Wraith first, the Berserker won't be playable. Now her minions are more expensive, so if she had a 4-drop like a Senjin, she can't play it. And if she plays a 3-drop, most 3-drops will die to Hammer of Wrath, and then I can keep pounding her away. This is actually a pretty good situation. Pretty good against the Mage here. About as good as you can hope for. She's gonna Iron Beak Owl. What does she silence? She actually silences the Mana Wraith. Interesting. Does she have Arcane Missiles or a 1-mana minion to follow it up? She has a coin, right? Of course, the coin. She's gonna coin. That's a mistake. No. There's no way it's correct to coin into Fire Blast. That's silly. So what we're going to do here is just use the Silenced Mana Wraith to kill the Owl. Gonna play the Hunter and the Recruit. We're just going to start hitting her. 5 damage is not a small matter. And we're quite a few turns away from Flame Strike. This turn and the next she can't play it. I've got Hammer of Wrath ready to go for more card advantage. I'd say I'm doing it really well. Unless she can pull off like Kobold Geomancer, Arcane Explosion or something to clear my board, which actually wouldn't even clear it. She's Kobold Geomancer, Arcane Explosion, Arcane Missile to like mostly clear my board. I'm gonna be just fine here. Sea Giant, wow, well that deserves a well played. So she got an early Sea Giant. I could copy it, but I think what I'd much rather do is just Peacekeep it. Since we're still a turn away from Flame Strike, I'm going to really extend a lot here. And just beat her up. I got Hammer of Wrath here, which would have won me the game against that frickin' Shaman, ready to get the final damaging blow. So she just needs to not have a Blizzard here and we'll be totally fine. Even a Blizzard's not the end of the world, because 1, 2, 3, 4 of my minions would live. Well, she could kill off the bear. She's got the Storm Suck Commando. Just gonna kill it off. That should be the game, I think. Right? I think I'm doing enough damage to finish her off. Yeah, this is totally cool. Hammer of Wrath. In the hand when I need it to be. And that is the game. Did I say well played? I did. Okay, good. That was well played. Man, the 2 mages we played in this arena, we just smashed the crap out of them. That was turn 7 victory. The other mage was a turn 5 victory. Granted, she misplayed, but it would have been a turn 6 victory. And we're up to 8 wins, just like that. Papa B, making it look easy on the for Heezy. Boba says, Peacekeeper is the MVP of this arena. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I think, if we're going to make it educational, the lesson here, if you didn't already know, is don't save your Peacekeepers for the end. Like, if there's a good use on turn 3 or even sometimes on turn 2, just drop that thing down and get some value out of it to establish tempo. Because as a paladin, you need to keep minions on the board. And so it's really important to do whatever you can to secure the early game. Okay, well the Kodo is definitely a mulligan. I'll keep the others though. So the idea here is that I will actually, this sucks. Having both really sucks. I would much rather, of course, have gotten the Dread Corsair than the second True Silver. But the idea here is I play the Ooze on turn 2. I'm not going to play around Stormforge decks. And then I can coin out the Yeti or the True Silver on turn 3, depending on what the situation demands. And he passes on turn 1, which is good news for me. I I could actually consider playing the Questing Adventurer on turn 3, depending on what things look like. Boba says also take every Peacekeeper you see in the draft. Yes, I would agree with that. I mean, barring, of course, exceptional circumstances, it's roughly accurate to take every Peacekeeper that you see. Because it's just so important for Paladins who otherwise have a difficult time with hard removal. Chaz says, yes, seriously, I don't think I would have taken a third. I really had to think about it, but I am glad I did. Even though there were some games where there were times where like I was just playing it as a 3/3 for 3 and the ability was being wasted, which is sad because it is a good ability. Still, I have no regrets about taking 3 of them. Alright, he's got a Bluegill Warrior to kill my Ooze with, which is fine. So, I don't think I really want to play True Silver just to kill the Novice Engineer. So, why don't we in fact play the Questing Adventurer? I mean, my opponent only needs 1 damage to kill it, but might as well make him come up with the goods. That, you know, might give him pause before playing Ascension or something like that. Little does he know, I don't actually really have the potential to buff this up at all. I can only buff it up once because I've got a handful of, well, literally a handful of 4s, but he doesn't know that. So yeah, he's just going to Rockbiter now to kill it. So I got him to use a good removal spell. Hopefully he doesn't have too much more to do. Well, actually, that's pretty annoying. So this means I don't want to use True Silver Champion still. Alright, let's go ahead and Yeti up. And now I'm threatening to kill the Novice Engineer, and then True Silver, and then kill the Sun Fury Protector. That's the hope. Ferox Verbus says, I like when Paladin peacekeeps my giants, I just owl it back and swing. Yes, that is the nice thing about silence. So it lets you do cool things like that. He's got his own Chillwind Yeti here. Alright. You do what you need to do, man. Okay, let's go ahead and drop this Panda down. I'm going to make a little bit of a tech play here. I'm going to coin into the Berserker. So the idea here is that yes, the Yeti can kill the Berserker, but if the Yeti's killing the Berserker, then he's not killing my Panda, and I will actually just True Silver and kill the stupid Novice Engineer, if need be. Or excuse me, I will then use, sorry, I will use the Panda to kill the Novice Engineer, and then use the True Silver to finish the Yeti off. So he totems up, that's good, means he has nothing better to do. He will take my bait. And he has nothing for his remaining mana. And I do get a Dread Corsair. Well, this is turning around quite nicely. So I get a free Dread Corsair. I get a kill on the Yeti. I'll even drop a Wolf. I'll risk a Lightning Storm. Whatever, man. 2 of my minions have coin flips. It's fine. So Ferox Verbus says, Wild Pyromancer plus Equality is the most overpowered combo in a game. And then Bloba says, nah, Equality plus Consecration because it doesn't kill your own minions. Yeah, I think Equality Consecration, even though it costs 2 extra mana, is better because your own stuff survives. I like that a lot. Alright, he has still nothing to do, and I don't have anything to do either. This is actually really awkward. I could Hammer of Wrath his face. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to True Silver his face. Play my other True Silver Champion and a Recruit. I'm going to hang on to this Peacekeeper. I have a feeling he's gearing up for something pretty big here because he keeps not doing anything on his turns. So I've got this other True Silver ready to go. Obviously, if he had an Ooze, he would have played it and killed the other True Silver. So I feel like I'm pretty good with my odds of that surviving. Alright, so I'm glad I saved my Peacekeeper. Let's go ahead and just do that. Do I kill it now with the Panda? Or the, no, why don't I just kill that thing? Yeah, let's go ahead and Hammer of Wrath. Kill this thing off. There's a value to doing that, which is that, first of all, I have another charge on the weapon. And second of all, it lets my recruit stay alive, otherwise this ogre would have been able to mop up my recruits. So I like keeping this recruit alive. As you can imagine, it can be pretty useful. In the game against the Shaman that I lost, if I just had one more recruit on the table, I could have killed his Taunt Totem and won the game. But I only had one recruit, so the Taunt Totem kept getting healed, and then I wasn't able to win. Alright, not a Taunt Totem. That's good news for Rafaboris.
For the crusade!
Scarlet Crusader's a little late for that.
My shield.
Defender of Argus, though, is pretty good. No denying that. Alright, so let's do this. That. This. No point in playing this Peacekeeper, because the Defender of Argus wants to kill the Peacekeeper here, which you could do with 1 damage. I could have protected my Fairy Dragon, I suppose. Ferox Verbus notes that against Zoo it's hard to get to turn 6 and have something on a board. So that is an argument in favor of Pyromancer plus Equality versus Consecration plus Equality. He's going to heal himself up a little bit, which I don't really care about. Play a Sea Giant, which I still don't care about, unless he gives it Taunt. He's going to face us, which I still don't care about because he's still not taunting with it. So this is fine. I don't think I have lethal, but it's getting pretty close. Alright, so we're going to swing low, Sweet Chariot. I've already used both True Silvers and my Hammer of Wrath. So let's weaken up one of those giants. Play the Ghoul. Can't play Recruit because my board's full, but I'm threatening lethal, so this is his last chance to top deck a Lightning Storm. Last chance. Gets a Fire Elemental, which is not good enough. I should be able to kill him now. He messed up a little bit. He could have actually killed that Flesh-Eating Ghoul and kept his Farseer alive, but it doesn't make a difference because he's dead. He should have killed my 3-1? What is he? He's making some weird plays. He actually... You know what? I'm sorry. He could have survived that turn if he had killed the 3-1, and then I would have only had 3 damage left over. He just messed up. He misjudged. Whatever. It's all good. So I probably would have won anyway, but since I had played Hammer of Wrath and both True Silvers that game, I was actually running out of outs. I pretty much only had the Storm Suck Commando to finish him off with, and he had a pretty big board with a Fire Elemental and Sea Giant. You know, that opponent threw away a game that he could actually potentially have won. That was really interesting. Wow. Well, to celebrate, let's go ahead and eat one of these Reese's eggs. They're just like regular Reese's, but they're in egg shape. They're like a half egg. I think they're better than the regular ones because, I don't know, just the shape is smoother. It's more satisfying. You get this really, really big blob of the sugary peanut butter. Yum. Okay, keep the 2-drop, mulligan the rest. This time I have a Corsair with no True Silvers. That Faceless is just determined to come on down and be the next contestant on The Price is Right. Oh my god. That deserves a well played. Still not gonna play around Eagle Horn Bow. Blue Elf Thunder says Reese's 2 OP, best chocolate hands down. It is pretty great. Oh my gosh, is that actually an Eagle Horn Bow? It is actually an Eagle Horn Bow. Well, that's what I get for not playing around it. This would be a very fitting way to lose. I'm making a Recruit rather than the Berserker because the Berserker dies to the bow and they both kill the chicken. He has a secret.
You shall not pass.
And a shield bearer. And as always, my Kodo is a turn late.
The battle.
Let's see if this is like freezing trap. Nope. Okay. Well, let's play the panda.
I'll put it on your tab.
Wait, what if it's snipe? Crap. If it's snipe, it will kill the panda. That would be really disastrous. Alright, we're going to play the Blue-Green Warrior, check for snipe. It is snipe. Okay. So let's make a recruit, because he's still killing everything, the berserker with the bow. And the recruits are basically as good. It'd be hilarious if he had a Houndmaster here to buff the chicken with. Okay, there's a Timberwolf. It's actually going to hit me in the face. It's not going to bother killing my recruits. It's probably a little bit of a mistake. I think killing a recruit would have been worth it there. Alright, let's play the Kodo. I really wanted to hit the shield bearer, but anything will do. Got the chicken. Alright. Fair enough. So this is a weird game. I think my opponent has the advantage here, but he's down on cards, but Unleash the Hounds would catch him right back up. Blue Elf Thunder says could have reinforced instead if it activates the trap. Actually, reinforces do not activate the snipe traps or mirror entity. I think it's because you're not playing a minion, technically. He's actually racing me out here, which is really frustrating. That's always the most annoying way to lose. Not much I can do about it, though. I have this Dread Corsair. I need True Silver Champion. That would heal me, and it would also... it would heal me, and it would give me the ability to play this Taunter for free. We have to make a very odd play here. I actually have to copy that Rhino. I can't let his beasts have charge. And I need to kill this thing off to have a chance at winning this game. He could still beat me pretty easily. I mean, with 4 cards, he can definitely keep steady shotting me and applying pressure. So I'm in a little bit of trouble. Well, I'm in a lot of trouble. I have no beasts, I don't think, except for the Kodo. Okay, if he goes for the face, that means he thinks he can kill me. And he thinks he can kill me. Alright, well, that's fair. True Silver Champion! Alright, so this needs to happen. First, we play the Questing Adventure. Then, we play True Silver Champion. Get a free pirate here. Then, we need to kill this guy off. So we're going to do that. I'm going to turn to a Rhino. Swing. And I'm actually going to hit him in the face. I'm not going to hit any of his minions realistically anymore. So the heal is really important. It's like an extra 2 turns with Steady Shot that he now needs to kill me. And Unleash the Hounds was minimized because I managed to kill off most of my minions. It's going to Deadly Shot to hit my Taunter, which is sad. But at least he didn't play Unleash the Hounds, so I can't really complain. Blue Elf Thunder cries questing. I know, you're always so excited about that. Alright, let's check for the win. Can I actually win right here? I've got 4, 8, 11. And then every card I play is an extra 1. So this would be 4, that's 15. Nope, can't win. I do need to kill this Scavenging Hyena. So, is it worth it to kill it with a Hammer of Wrath? Or is it better to play a Boulder Fist Ogre? And divert some of the other damage. Let's do Hammer of Wrath, so I can hit him harder. Peacekeeper, that's nice. I'm gonna play the Berserker. Out of respect for Unleash the Hounds, I'm not gonna make a recruit. I'm just gonna hit him in the face to heal. Swing for 9 damage. Alright, we're threatening the kill now. The main issue is if he plays a taunt or manages to remove my board, but it's actually a little bit difficult to remove. This Questing Adventure. He's got a Panther. That's encouraging. It does nothing. He's got a kill command. Doesn't... Oh, does he actually have the kill? Does he have... No, he doesn't have the kill. What am I talking about? Hunter's Mark. Okay, so he could have killed the Questing Adventurer, but he didn't have it. Alright. He actually could have killed the Questing Adventurer. Hang on. He could have killed the Questing Adventurer with Hunter's Mark and kill command. I would have only had 5 damage here. He could have potentially won the game. Oh, anyway, whatever. We got the win. Wow, first time in a long time we make it beyond 9 wins. And I said at the beginning of this run I'd be kind of annoyed if my last run with Warlock, which I thought was mediocre, made it to, you know, above 7, and this one didn't, and we made it here. Well beyond 7. Man, today was a good day in the arena for Papa Boris. We started out Warlock and made it to 9, and this Paladin's made it to 10, so that's pretty cool. Makes up for last week. I really need to put these highlights on YouTube before I go hang out with my girlfriend this evening, because what I found is that Twitch actually does record them, but the recordings go away like really fast. I don't know if there's some setting I need to change or something, but the recordings go away fast. So if I just do it today, then we'll be totally fine. Blue Elf Thunder says 10 wins in a stream, hooray! Storm Suck Commando. It is in this deck. It hasn't like shown up in like 8 games in a row. Almost lost to a hunter with turn 1 Angry Chicken. I guess he didn't draw his Houndmaster. If he had drawn the Houndmaster, which I assume he must have had, he would have been in really great shape. Alright, get True Silver Champion. I should point out, by the way, that one of the keys to that game, apart from the Questing Lord, was the True Silver Champion plus Dread Corsair combo. It let me put a taunt out for super cheap at a critical moment when I needed one desperately. So just pointing it out there, it's worth it if you get two True Silver Champions to get those Dread Corsairs, because it can happen, and it does. Now I'm peacekeeping Scarlet Crusader because I don't want this Berserker just to die. So I feel like that was really worth it there to get a 3/3 on the field and also to preserve my own minions' health. A 1/1 with Divine Shield is actually still not that bad, but I'm not going to mince it here. Therio says you have to manually check your recent broadcasts to save them forever. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Stampeding Kodo always, like every single time I ever play with this card, I always want it to happen a turn before it actually can happen. It would be so good right here. So, what I'd like to do here is kill this and probably take out the... Well, so this is like an Argent Squire or a Harvest Golem. I guess Harvest Golem is a bigger deal. So let's do this. Kill it with my True Silver Champion. So now she can Fire Blast this if she wants, or she can ping the Divine Shield if she wants to use her whole mana, but hopefully then the Kodo will actually get to kill the Scarlet Crusader either way. Water Elemental. Jesus. Alright. That's how it's going to be. Well, we need a little bit of a change of plans then. We're going to do the Storm Suck Commando. Shoot that. Freeze myself. Kill the Scarlet Crusader this way. And time has passed the Kodo by. But I really think it was worth it to kill that Water Elemental before it started freezing me and all this terrible stuff started happening. The Kodo could... She could play Gurubashi here. Oh, she could play another Water Elemental. Are you goddamned kidding me? Alright, so we have to, again, divert our attention to this Water Elemental. Dread Corsair, a little late. Oh, just a smidgen too late. So this Water Elementals, man, so ridiculous. 6 health. Why 6 health? There's no reason for those things to have 6 health. All that chat says MVP Stormkite Commando. Yeah, yeah. Are you goddamn kidding me? Dear Monkey Jesus, Saurus Rex. So, that's how it's gonna be, huh? That's how it's gonna be. We're gonna hit this thing. Now, the reason I'm gonna hit it is if she has removal for this and starts hitting me with the elemental, I can't get the damage through. So, I need to hit it while I can damage it. And then hope she doesn't have Flame Strike so that I can actually kill it off with my Razorfin Hunter. Oh my gosh, she has the Flame Strike. So she can now perma-freeze me all she wants this game. It's fine with 1 Water Elemental. It's fine with 2 Water Elementals. But 3 Water Elementals, honest to God, Jesus. You know, this Water Elemental, now that they made it so that armor doesn't block the freeze, it should be a 2/6. It should be a 2/6. There's no reason it should have 3 power. I hate this card so much. Until Mage becomes a problem, though, they're not going to nerf this. Alright, now it's Engineer. Yeah, yeah. So I'll be able to kill it with the Kodo. Not the most impressive Kodo slaying, but still. She could still play a Gurubashi Berserker here. Come on, Mage. Play a Gurubashi Berserker. Let me kill your Novice Engineer. Stampeding Kodo the Gurubashi. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. We'll all laugh. We'll jump ropes together.
What to do? What to do?
So according to theory, there's actually just a button you can pick to save podcasts or save broadcasts forever. Actually, she's choosing to Stormsuck Commando to kill the Yeti. Interesting choice. Not sure I would have made that choice myself, because this does allow me to swing with my weapon. Well, that's fine. So we'll do this. We'll do this, because it might never be good. We'll do this. Losing some health, but I'm still above 20, so it's not that big of a deal. And I hope she doesn't have another Flame Strike. If she has a Flame Strike, she can clear my board and win the game. But if she doesn't have a Flame Strike, she's a little bit low on health here, because this is 9, 12, 16 damage. She's at 3 health, essentially. I've already used Hammer of Wrath. But, I think I've used both True Silvers. But, I could still just win with my creatures if she doesn't have the Flame Strike. There's a Blizzard. Well, this is one of the rare times I'm happier to see Blizzard than Flame Strike, because at least my minions survive. So she spent her whole turn, but I've got 2 minions surviving. Granted, they can't attack, but I'd rather they not be able to attack than be dead. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this, and this. I think if she had Flame Strike, she would have used it, because it would have been better. So she doesn't have Flame Strike, so we're going to hang on to this Blessing of Kings, and use it for immediate impact on the next turn. It's unlikely with 2 cards that I won't be able to play both in my hand. I mean, if I had top deck Ravenholt Assassin, I'll be sad that I didn't do Blessing of Kings, but that shouldn't happen. Just got a secret. Oh man, I hope it's not Counterspell or Spellbender, because that would be unfortunate. Alright. Well, let's check for Mirror Entity first. It's not that. Let's check for Vaporize next. It is Vaporized, so my recruit just dies. That's unimpressive. And, yeah, now let's pop the Blessing. I think I can just kill her biggest creature. Can I actually win here? Hang on, this is 8 plus 6 is 14. No. So let's go ahead and kill her biggest creature. Let's kill this to protect my guy. Let's do that. Now, I'll just kill this thing. You know, I probably didn't do that correctly. I probably didn't do that correctly at all. But she has this 9-3 to deal with. I didn't want her having a 2-2. She's got a Fireball to kill it. That's fine, though. It's a huge Fireball. It's not going at my face. So we're in a top deck war. Our hero abilities cancel each other. Does she have an answer to this ooze? She doesn't, so I'm a little bit ahead in this top deck war. She can always kill my recruits, but I have a minion advantage. The card I really want to see is Ravenholt Assassin. It's still in here. That would be huge right now. Mirror Image, I'm really happy to see that because it doesn't really do anything. I mean, it saves her, it's like a 1-mana heal 6. And she seems to have some kind of card that's dead. Now, I am not going to play a Peacekeeper just to get a 3-3 on the board, because she's far enough away on health that I'm not rushing her down anytime soon, and there is still a chance that she will play something like a Sunwalker where this ability will be extremely relevant. She's going to draw 2 cards, hopefully neither of which is Flame Strike. Zero Drake, okay, good. So no Flame Strike, that's nice. And she's gonna still enough mana to ping off the recruit. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fairy Dragon. Alright, we'll do this. And we will kill it. I think it's very dangerous to let mages keep spell damage around. I'm not gonna play Fairy Dragon, I don't think, because now that she's drawn 3 cards, she could have definitely gotten a Flame Strike. She's really hanging in here. I need my Ravenholt Assassin ASAP. No Flame Strike, but she does have a Sunwalker, which is pretty large. Luckily, because she played this Golem, she's not able to, she wasn't able to ping off the ooze. Alright, this is actually worth it. It really, really helps. So we're going to pop the Divine Shield off like so. We're going to kill it, because this thing dies to Fire Blast anyway, like that, and like that. We're gonna do that. Okay, now since she played Sunwalker, that demonstrates no Flame Strike, so now I'll drop the Fairy Dragon. This is more likely to cause me to lose by sitting in my hand and not dealing damage than it is by dying to Flame Strike. Or a second Blizzard. She's already played one of each in this game, I believe. So no Flame Strike or Blizzard, that's excellent. There's another Azure Drake. Hopefully there's no Cone of Cold. That's the other card I would be afraid of. Frostwolf Warlord, I don't really care. Well, it's a tense game. Ravenhold Assassin arriving a turn late, as usual. So, do you take a moment to kill this Azure Drake? I mean, she's got 10, 12 damage. I'm down to 9 health. I really can't afford to let this thing live, unfortunately. So we need to kill it. But I will sneak through just enough damage to make it so the Ravenhold Assassin kills her. So, okay. She can hit me for 8, down to 13. A pair of Fireballs will win the game for her. Pyroblast will not. So, unless she has 2 Fireballs, which would mean she had a total of 3 because she played 1 earlier. She actually has a Pyroblast. That's what she was holding on to this whole time. Well, it's not good enough. I'm at 3 health. She's doing nothing just in case I miss the win, but I see that I have a kill there. Ravenhold Assassin gets the job done, and that is a wrap, folks. We're up to 11 wins. Oh, she's pissed. She's pissed about that. I don't know why. It was a fair fight. I don't think I did anything that ridiculous, did I? Let me know in the chat if you think I did something ridiculous. I don't think there was anything that I did that was particularly dumb. I just played cards and won the game. Alright, so 11-2. Talk about tension, folks. Talk about tension. We now have a chance to have our first 12-win stream arena. I think this is, I'm pretty sure this is my first 11 win. So that's a milestone achieved already. We beat the jerk with 3 water elementals.
Uther versus Rexar. Let the hunt begin. I will fight with
Chaz posits. The mage is just pissed because I found a way to beat 3 water elementals, Flame Strike, and a Blizzard. And a Pyroblast. Boba adds. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna love to thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Let us indeed give myself some props for beating a mage with 3 water elementals, Flame Strike, Blizzard, and a Pyroblast. Now, that's quite an achievement for the day. Alright, Dixie Cody says, come on, 12-win arena. Yeah, we'll see if we can make this happen. Oh, Mana Wraith. Okay, so making a recruit is the safer play, but I'm going to go for the Mana Wraith here. If he didn't have a play on turn 1, he might not have one on turn 2 either. Now this does, of course, screw me up potentially, but the thing is I can actually play the Wolf next turn for 3 and still have the Mana Wraith trade up and kill something if needed. Blue Elf Thunder says 12 win in stream, it must happen. Well, I'm sure it'll happen someday. Whether or not today is the day, we're about to find out. Is that an Eagle Horn Bow? No, it's an Animal Companion. Oh, which isn't affected. He gets a Leok. Well, that sucks. So I'm a turn away from being able to do anything that I want to do. The Wolf would just die to Leok. There's no point. Okay, so we're going to do this. And yeah, that was very well played. If he had flipped a pig, I could have traded the Mana Wraith in for it. That would have been great. But the Bear and the Leok both suck terribly for me. She'll kill Mana Wraith. Now she can play her stuff at, you know, normal prices. Animal Companion being a spell rather than a creature really helped him out here. God. Knife Juggler. Oh, please don't have another minion. No! Please don't hit my guy. No! Oh, it would have been so good if I could have Wolf killed. Oh, gosh. It's going to be one of those games, huh? It's going to be one of those games. You know what? I'm actually going to kill this Leok. Because I take less damage this way, and the Knife Juggler is not killing any of my minions at the moment, so that's fine. I don't really care about it that much. Oh my god. Well, that's unfortunate. The Mana Wraith really did not work out there. I should have just made a recruit and called it a day. Because if I'd made a recruit and he played the Leok, I could have actually played a 3-drop after it. So that I kind of shot myself in the foot there with that Mana Wraith.
Shields up.
Got Sunfrey Protector, which is clever. Protecting the Knife Juggler, forcing me to waste True Silver Champion on the Worgen Infiltrator. And I am getting pretty low on health here, unfortunately. I'm already at 20. Alright, well, that's sad, but luckily I am going to use Hammer of Wrath to kill this thing off. Even though it leaves my opponent with a minion on the field when I would much rather him having no minions on the field, getting that Knife Juggler out of here when it's flinging knives at my face is well worth it. Okay. I would say that I'm very far behind here. My opponent has a minion on the board, life advantage, He can do whatever he wants right now. I can answer one threat with the Peacekeeper, and I can play this and Hunter, which is actually like a pretty decent board presence type of deal, but man, I'm in trouble. In fact, Peacekeeper is useless now. It doesn't even do anything. It reduces their attack by 1. Truce over champion number 2? Yep, it's gonna happen. So the reason I'm doing this is so that I can actually kill off that stupid rhino. I can't let his beasts have charge. If they have charge, I will die very, very quickly. So his turn wasn't great, but it was good enough. I have a weapon now that I can kill something with, but I'm in a little bit of trouble because I have no taunt. Animal companion number 2. Hopefully it's a Leok, it's a bear. Well, it's better than the pig. The pig would have been the worst. The bear is right in the middle, I suppose. Please steady shot me, please. Please? Oh, thank God. Okay, so the fact that he just steady shotted me here is very, very good. There are many worse things he could have done. So I'm at 12 health. Definitely not where I want to be. But what we can do is we can play this. Peacekeep the bear so I actually heal a life from this. And then play a berserker and a recruit. Get some board out here. The issue is unleash the hounds and I'm pretty much dead because I don't have any taunt. Not having taunt is like the story of my life. Unfortunately, my opponent has a huge advantage and he's pretty much just a single buzzard hounds from winning. But if he miraculously does not have Unleash the Hounds, I could be... Oh, no. Oh, is this the start of Unleash the Hounds? Is this the... of course it is. Of motherfucking course. Well, at least he didn't have a buzzard. So this thing's going to grow to huge proportions. I wonder if that is a freezing trap. If that's a freezing trap, I'm extremely screwed. Because then I'm not going to have a way of killing that hyena. This is getting pretty ugly pretty fast. Alright, well, if it's freezing trap, it's freezing trap. So what we're going to do here is, first of all, check for snipe, just in case. If only we could be so lucky. Gonna do that, and it's freezing trap. Alright folks, sorry. Couldn't quite do it. Couldn't quite edge it out. My opponent now has 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage with steady shot. He just needs 1 more point of damage, and that is the game. Actually, he can throw the hound away. That will buff the hyena by 2. He actually has lethal even without any other cards. He just needs to throw away the hound. It'll be 8 plus 2 is 10, plus steady shot is 12. Man. That is so unfortunate. That Leroy Jenkins, wow. Actually, Boba points out that freezing trap was fine because I could have replayed the Peacekeeper. That actually might have been smart. By the time I played out all my other stuff, I didn't have enough mana to do the Peacekeeper, but... Well, anyway, that was a good game. It was a good game. If I hadn't done the mana ray thing, I could have been in it, but he obviously had a very strong deck there. And I don't know if he didn't see it or if he was just showing off Leroy, but we have an 11-win run. And we go to 11. Now, some folks are saying the Fairy Dragon was a misplay. Well, it's debatable, because I was playing to my outs. My outs was that it's not Freezing Trap. If it was Freezing Trap, I figured I just lost no matter what. So... by playing, I had to assume it was a different secret, so Fairy Dragon, if it was Snipe, would have let my wolf survive, and then I could have killed his hyena. Alright, anyway, let's take a look at this reward here. We got a golden rare, which is something I'm pretty fine with, and this is pretty good. This is 260 gold, which is a lot. So I'm pretty happy about that. Actually, temporarily above 7,000 gold. It's pretty sweet. It'll drop back down, of course. That is not from daily quests, that is from like legit arena mastery though. Just by having a huge streak always making it to 7 or more. Alright, so let's take a look at the collection then. Go through the painful animation for our 40 dust. I think I got a golden card. Oh yeah, I got the golden flare, so that'll be another 100 dust. So 140 dust in that arena is pretty good. Inching my way ever forward. And yeah, we'll have time for at least one more run, depending on how long it takes. Let's just keep on cruising. USA, it's going to be Warrior, Paladin, or Druid.